Hi everyone, I'm Shifali Girdewal and you're watching Consultees with Clear Text. In this video, I'm going to cover 5 most widely impacting provisions of GST Council meet which were not covered in my earlier video on the same topic. So these are the provisions which will cover a lot of people and a lot of taxpayers. So first of all, the first provision is related to refund. So what happened to refund? Actually, many people lost their time limit of refund because of pandemic of corona, right? So as we all know, there is a time limit of 2 years from the relevant date which is given in the explanation to section 54 of CGST Act, and it says that from that relevant date you will have 2 years to file the application of refund. If that period is gone, then your refund application will be time barred and you will not be able to file it. So during the pandemic, it was impossible for many people to do the compliances. So there was a notification from the side of department, and what they said that okay, for those particular some of the particular things, this period will not be counted for any kind of time barredness. But when it came to refund, the people at the department, they started rejecting the refund application, quoting that they are time barred. Then in that particular case, Supreme Court, they suo motu acted on this and they said that no, that period should be excluded while calculating the time limitation for the refunds also. So what happened that now very gracefully the department has accepted this thing, the council has accepted this thing, and they have recommended that a period starting from, please be careful to listen to it, the period starting from 1st of March 2020, that is when the corona was almost it was just the beginning of corona, till 28th Feb 2022 will not be counted for the purpose of calculating the limitation period of 2 years from the relevant date. So if your relevant date is like 3 years back, so you will still be able to file the refund application. I think many refund applications were stuck due to this particular provision, and now they are going to get a sigh of relief. So it's a happy news for all of them. Next update is related to the tax rates, and no, I'm not going to discuss all the tax rate, but some of the tax rates covering a lot of people, the general people. So these are the most general tax rates which are being hiked. The first and very unfortunate is the room rent of hospitals if it is more than 5,000 rupees. So earlier, entire medical industry except the medical store selling the medicines was out from the purview of GST, but now they are just uh, also spreading their coverage to the medical facilities. So if the room rent is more than 5,000 rupees, it is under GST. But I will say it's very unfortunate because when someone is in hospital, it's already very painful for all of them. And sometimes, in most of the times, that expenditure is covered by the insurance company. So even in that case, it will be applicable. The tax rate will be applicable. Then the hotel room rent below 1,000 rupees. Earlier, that was also exempted. It was very fairly exempted. Like 1,000 rupees is very less amount, but now that will also be taxable. Then some government projects, works contract projects for making the public infrastructure, that will also be taxable at the rate of 18% from earlier 12%. So there is hike of in some of the rate. Also some public services, some services which are done by the government, which were like exempted from entirety, but now they're also be introduced to the taxability, like the services of RBI or the GST department himself, some postal services, they will also be bring into the taxability now. So it's a kind of harsh on the taxpayers, but yes, now we can just expect a more of the taxability, and at the name of rationalization, many exemptions are withdrawn and many tax rates are increased. Provisions related to GSTR 3B, expectation versus reality crunch. So the expectation was, as I covered in one of my earlier videos, that now we will be able to edit GSTR 3B, but the council, they're inviting the suggestions from the taxpayers and the other stakeholders, plus what they are expecting on what they're planning for the future is completely different. What they're planning is, they're planning that okay, for the future now GST 3B will require you to give more information. So it's not about editing, they just need more information. As we all know, the GST 3B is kind of a very compressed form, very one page kind of a form, and we are giving very consolidated figures into GSTR 3, but now on we will have to give some more figures like the input tax credit restricted under section 17(5), then some interstate sales, and I see no sense in incorporating sales into GSTR 3 because we already have GSTR 1 for that purpose. So I mean, there is not much clarity about like what exactly will be covered into it, but yes, only thing we can understand is that a lot of new information we may have to provide in GSTR 3B. And the good thing is that once it will be approved by the council and it will be, you know, finalized and notification, but after that it will be sent to the Infosys, and they will take too much time. Like we can't even imagine how much time to implement it on the GSTN portal. So at this point of time we can be a little relaxed. Apart from that, some small updates related to the duty free shops at the airports. Now it will be deemed as a export. It was also a very litigative issue. Then we can make the payment through IMPS or UPI on the GSTN portal. So just like that, some small things are also there. So with this, I would like to close this video. Thank you so much, everyone.